All right, well, more than 45 million Americans have traveled at least 50 miles for this Memorial Day weekend, and that breaks the previous record set back in 2005. So whether you're hitting the road or taking to the skies, storms, well, they may get in the way of a smooth trip home.
Yeah, they sure might. And here to give us some insight on best practices for travel is travel analyst Jeanenne Tornatore. And Jeanenne, thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning on this Memorial Day. We appreciate it. We were just checking in at DFW Airport in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex with showers and thunderstorms just booming on through. And I feel bad for folks that are watching from there. Tell me about how these delays could affect them this morning.
Absolutely. Well, I think the biggest thing to know as a traveler is that delays in one destination could have ripple effects across the country. So while you may be in a beautiful sunny destination, if you have a flight out at any point today, it could affect you, the weather. So make sure that you're, checking your flights. I always recommend downloading the airline app on your phone, not just for the convenience of checking in at the airport, but so you are getting those alerts as quickly as possible. And you're also usually able to chat with agents if you need to make changes. So it's really important, especially on a congested weekend and one with a lot of weather.
Yeah, and Jeanenne, I have to say I was one of those travelers over this weekend. I was headed home from Kansas City and I had to, of course, my layover was in Chicago and just people galore. So I'm curious, is today, of course, the busiest, or have we already seen the peak in terms of folks that are traveling back home?
Yeah, today will be the biggest, busiest day for travel, not just at the airports, but also on the roads. 87% of Memorial Day weekend travelers were actually on road trips. So we're going to see some congested roads today around the country. The analytics site INRIX says that you want to leave before 2 p.m. The most congested time to travel today is going to be between 4 and 7 p.m. So definitely try to hit those roads as early as possible to avoid some of that.
Great advice there. And you know what, Jeanette, I'm all about saving and finding a great deal for a flight, especially not just for the Memorial Day holiday, but really for the summer holiday ahead of us. And I want some tips and tricks on how I can save for Kendall and I's next trip down to Miami.
Absolutely. I think we're all looking for a little of that this summer. There are some really unique and creative ways that you can save this summer. First, I'll say, I think because we're seeing cheaper gas prices, we may be seeing more RVs back on the road this summer. That's always been a popular way to travel, but with road trips being big, the largest RV rental site in the U.S., RV Share, says that the average traveler spends $1,200 on a 4 to 5 night RV trip. That's an average rental of about $200 a night, including all taxes and fees. So it can be a really affordable way to travel. It's already been popular with millennials and Gen Z travelers, but they've seen an uptick by 11% from Gen X travelers in RV trips this year. So I think we're seeing a lot of people getting back to that, hitting the roads. And a cool thing is, if you're a first-time RV renter, they actually will deliver that RV right to your driveway. So you can have that expert there kind of giving you the lay of the land before you take your RV out. So I think that's going to be a big one and a great way to save this summer.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a blast. I will say, though, Jeanenne, I would be a little scared of trying to drive something that
big
large.
and bulky.
Yeah, I don't know if I would trust myself.
And there's all different sizes and types of RVs. So you can definitely find something that you're comfortable with or that fits your family. And that's kind of the great thing about it.
Yeah, I saw a Pottery Barn Airstream not too long ago.
Really?
It was beautiful, so that might be my kind of up my alley.
I like the idea. Well, here in New York where we're at, like one of those RVs are basically the size of my apartment, so I think we can handle that. Jeanenne, thank you so much for all of your insight. We so appreciate it. And to you and yours and your community, happy Memorial Day.
You too. Thanks so much.